Thank you, Dr. Monica. Good morning to all of you. नमस्कारम, सुप्रभातम। परम आदरणीय श्री श्रीपद नायक जी, केंद्रीय मंत्री आयुष मंत्रालय एवं रक्षा मंत्रालय में राज्य मंत्री, मेरे सहयोगी डॉक्टर प्रभु जी, KVK इंचार्ज, my colleagues from the Sea Carry Institute and KVK North Goa, वर्चुअल प्लेटफॉर्म के माध्यम से हमारे साथ जुड़े गोवा के किसान भाइयों बहनों एंड ऑल पार्टिसिपेंट्स और स्टेक होल्डर्स विच आर कनेक्टेड विद अस ऑन टुडेज वेबिनार, मैं आपका सभी का हृदय से सी कैरी की तरफ से हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं, आपका अभिनंदन करता हूं, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं। माननीय मंत्री जी, हम आपके बहुत आभारी हैं कि हमारी बहुत ही परसों ही हमने आपको निमंत्रण दिया था और बहुत सहर्ष आपने हमारे निमंत्रण को स्वीकार किया। और मुझे पता है कि आज आप व्यस्त है, क्योंकि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का एक अन्य प्रोग्राम हेल्थ सेक्टर में ही हमारे कोविड के दौरान जो हमारे हेल्थ वर्कर जो वॉरियर्स हैं उनको प्रोत्साहित करने के लिए, उनको प्रॉपर ट्रेनिंग देने के लिए एक प्रोग्राम माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का है, वहां पे आपको ज्वाइन करना है। उसके बावजूद भी आपने हमारी भावनाओं का सम्मान करते हुए, किसानों के प्रति जो आपके मन में एक आदर और सत्कार की भावना है उसका सम्मान करते हुए आपने हमें समय दिया, इसके लिए हम आपका बहुत बहुत हृदय की गहराइयों से आपका अभिनंदन करते हैं, आपका स्वागत करते हैं। माननीय मंत्री जी, जैसे आपको मालूम है कि भारत अगले साल हम अपने आजादी के 75 ईयर कंप्लीट कर रहे हैं। 15 अगस्त 2022 को माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने उससे ठीक 75 सप्ताह पहले भारत के अमृत महोत्सव नाम से बहुत ही बढ़िया प्रोग्राम की शुरुआत की थी। इसकी शुरुआत इसी वर्ष 12 मार्च को की गई, क्योंकि 12 मार्च 1930 हमारे लिए बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। तो इसी के दिन हमारे राष्ट्र के राष्ट्रपिता महात्मा गांधी जी ने 12 मार्च 1930 के दिन ही दांडी की यात्रा की शुरुआत की थी। उसके दिन को मनाने के लिए 12 मार्च को यह प्रोग्राम शुरुआत किया गया और ठीक 75 हफ्ते तक ये प्रोग्राम चलेगा। इस प्रोग्राम के तहत हम विभिन्न प्रकार के प्रयोग कर रहे हैं, विभिन्न प्रकार के वेबिनार कर रहे हैं, विभिन्न प्रकार के आयोजन कर रहे हैं, ताकि हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा किसान भाई बहनों तक पहुंच सके और अपनी बात वहां तक पहुंचा सके, तकनीकी ज्ञान वहां तक पहुंचा सके। आज का जो इसी श्रृंखला के अंदर जो एक वेबिनार रखा गया है, माननीय इनका जो मुख्य उद्देश्य है कि उर्वरकों का खेती के अंदर बैलेंस्ड यूज कैसे किया जाए, और इसके साथ साथ जो ऑर्गेनिक खेती है, हमारे जो गोवा के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी है प्रमोद सावंत जी, उनका भी सपना है कि गोवा स्टेट को ऑर्गेनिक स्टेट बनाया जाए। इसी के तहत गोवा के अंदर कैसे बैलेंस फर्टिलाइजेशन को बढ़ावा दिया जाए, कैसे ऑर्गेनिक की तरफ गोवा को लिया जाए, इन सब बातों को चर्चा करने के लिए हमारे साथ आज प्लेटफॉर्म के माध्यम से लगभग 50 के आसपास किसान, गोवा के किसान बहन भाई जुड़े हैं। और हम इस आपके इनॉग्रल एड्रेस के बाद सर किसानों से हम बात करेंगे कैसे हम गोवा को ऑर्गेनिक स्टेट के रूप में विकसित कर सकते हैं। अगर हम फर्टिलाइजर यूज कर भी रहे हैं तो कैसे उसका बैलेंस यूज करें। जैसे डॉक्टर मोनिका ने, मेरे सहयोगी ने बताया कि जब भारत आजाद हुआ तो लगभग 50 मिलियन टन ही हमारे पास फूड ग्रेन प्रोडक्शन होती थी, परंतु आज हमें कहते हुए बड़ा हर्ष हो रहा है कि इसी वर्ष 2020-21 के अंदर 305.2 मिलियन टन भारत ने खाद्यान्नों का उत्पादन किया है। और ये मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि ये जो लगभग 6 गुना से ज्यादा की बढ़ोतरी है, इसमें अगर एक सिंगल फैक्टर का योगदान माना जाए तो लगभग 50% कंट्रीब्यूशन कैन बी अट्रीब्यूटेड टू दी फर्टिलाइजर यूज ओनली। तो मैं जस्ट आपको ये बताना चाहूंगा कि फर्टिलाइजर का जो यूज है वो कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है, और ये नहीं है कि आज अब तक उसका यूज था और आगे इसकी इंपोर्टेंस कम हो जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं है। आज की इंपोर्टेंस आगे भी बढ़नी है। अगर हम अब गोवा के परिप्रेक्ष्य में बात करें, मैंने पहले बताया कि अब गोवा सरकार का, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का और आपका भी महामहिम ये उद्देश्य है कि कैसे हम गोवा को एक ऑर्गेनिक स्टेट के रूप में विकसित करें। क्यों, अगर भारत की बात करें तो लगभग 1 हेक्टेयर में 130 kg फर्टिलाइजर इस्तेमाल होता है, NPK इस्तेमाल होता है, जबकि गोवा में मात्र 40 किलो में इस्तेमाल होता है। अगर गोवा की जो सबसे मुख्य फसल की बात करें वो काजू है, कैश्यू है। कैश्यू में आज भी लगभग 6-7 किलो का ही फर्टिलाइजर का यूज है, उसको भी खत्म करके इस काजू को पूरी तरह से ऑर्गेनिक हम बना सकते हैं। इन सब बिंदुओं पर मेरे जो टेक्निकल मेरे जो साथी है डॉक्टर महाजन, वो किसानों को डिटेल से बताएंगे। अगर गोवा के अंदर हमें प्रॉपर फर्टिलाइजर यूज करना है, उसके लिए भी महोदय हमारे संस्थान ने गोवा के चप्पे चप्पे का सैंपल लिया, हर तालुका के अंदर, हर गांव के अंदर सैंपल लिया, और सैंपल लेने के बाद एक डिसीजन सपोर्ट सिस्टम डेवलप किया है हमारे संस्थान ने, जिसका नाम है फर्टिलाइजर कैलकुलेटर न्यू। उसके माध्यम से अगर कोई भी किसान अगर काजू लगाना चाहता है, नारियल लगाना चाहता है, सुपारी लगाना चाहता है, भिंडी लगाना चाहता है, वो उस सपोर्ट सिस्टम के माध्यम से कहीं भी अगर गोवा के किसी भी गांव में बैठा है, रिमोट से रिमोट गांव में भी, वो जान सकता है कि मेरे मिट्टी को कितने खाद की जरूरत है। तो वो बहुत बढ़िया सॉफ्टवेयर है, और मुझे बताते हुए हर्ष हो रहा है इस सॉफ्टवेयर को लगभग 12,000 हमारे किसान बहन भाई इस्तेमाल भी कर रहे हैं। और इसी के साथ क्योंकि ऑर्गेनिक स्टेट हमें बनानी है, तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा हम कोशिश करेंगे कि वर्मी कंपोस्ट का उपयोग बताया जाए, जो उपयोग है वो बढ़ाया जाए। उसकी प्रोडक्शन के लिए भी हमारा जो संस्थान है निरंतर तत्पर है। इसके अलावा कुछ और अचीवमेंट्स है हमारे संस्थान की, अगर मैं आपसे साझा करना चाहता हूं। हमारे संस्थान ने लगभग 16 किस्में दी हैं, 4 धान की, 6 बैंगन की, ब्रिंजल की, 1 ओकरा, 1 रेड अमरंथस की और 4 काजू की। और ये हाई यील्डिंग वैरायटीज है, और इनमें पैदावार ज्यादा है, और फर्टिलाइजर की मात्रा भी जो रिकमेंडेड है उनके साथ हम कर सकते हैं। इसके अलावा जो गोवा की एक इंडिजिनस किस्म है कैटल की, श्वेता कपिला, उसका रजिस्ट्रेशन किया गया है। जो गोवा का पिग है अगोंडा, उसको भी मान सम्मान दिलाया गया है, उसको भी रजिस्ट्रेशन कर दी गई है। इसके अलावा जो मुख्य फसलें हैं, चाहे कैश्यू है या कोकोनट है, मैंगो है, ब्लैक पेपर है, अरेका नट है, किसानों की इनकम को बढ़ाने के लिए हमारा संस्थान इनका जो क्वालिटी प्लांटिंग मटेरियल दे रहा है। और इसके अलावा कैसे अगर कैश्यू के अंदर ऑर्गेनिक कैसे किया जाए, उस पर भी ट्रायल चल रहे हैं, उसके के लिए भी रिकमेंडेशन हमारे संस्थान ने दी है। कैश्यू के अंदर हम अगर पाइनएप्पल लगाते हैं, अगर टर्मरिक लगाते हैं, कैसे किसान भाई अपनी इनकम बढ़ा सकते हैं, वो सब टेक्नोलॉजी हम किसानों को विभिन्न माध्यम से हम पहुंचा रहे हैं। इसी तरह अगर क्योंकि स्लोप पे लगाया जाता है कैश्यू, तो हमने कैसे जो सोयल का इरोजन है, मिट्टी का कटाव कैसे रोकें, उसके लिए भी हमने रिकमेंडेशन दी है। कैसे कंटूर बंडिंग की जाए, कैसे बंड्स के ऊपर चारा लगाया जाए। इसके लिए महोदय एक और बात मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा कि गोवा के अंदर अभी वर्तमान में पशुओं के लिए चारे की कमी है, और लगभग 80% जो हमारी सब्जियां हैं वो कर्नाटक और महाराष्ट्र से आ रही है। उस दिशा में भी हमारा जो संस्थान है वो कार्यरत है, और आने वाले टाइम में एक बहुत बड़ा प्रोग्राम हम बनाने जा रहे हैं कि कैसे गोवा के अंदर फोडर की प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाई जाए, ताकि हमें कम से कम आयात करना पड़े, और कैसे वेजिटेबल्स की प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाई जाए। उसके लिए हम नई कुछ फसलें जो यहाँ के एनवायरनमेंट में हो सकती है उनको इवेल्युएट करने का कोशिश करेंगे, नई किस्में लेके आएंगे। और हमारे केवीके गोवा ने जो अच्छी किस्में हैं, चाहे वो दिल्ली IRI से हैं, चाहे वो IIHR बेंगलोर से हैं, उनका यहाँ पे लाके हमने बीज बनाया है, और हम गोवा के बहन भाइयों को वो बीज दे रहे हैं सर, बहुत ही कम कीमत पर, ताकि उनकी वो ज्यादा से ज्यादा सब्जी की पैदावार कर सके, और वी कैन रिड्यूस आवर डिपेंडेंस ऑन बेलगाम एंड कर्नाटक एंड महाराष्ट्र। इसके अलावा बाकी जो एग्रो एडवाइजरी है, क्योंकि आपने देखा है क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है, और किसानों को टाइम से ये बताने की जरूरत है कि मौसम कैसे रहने वाला है। तो लगभग 1 सप्ताह में 2 बार हम हमारे किसान भाइयों को बता रहे हैं कि आपका मौसम कैसे रहेगा, आपने कौन से कार्य किस फसल में कब करने हैं। तो 6,000 किसानों तक हम हर सप्ताह में 2 बार ये बात पहुंचा रहे हैं। इसके अलावा पिछले दिनों में 3 ही सालों में हमने 55 कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग प्रोग्राम किए हैं, और हमारे 6,000 से ज्यादा किसान भाइयों को हमने प्रशिक्षित किया है, जो भी हमारी संस्थान की तकनीकी है, ताकि उनकी इनकम बढ़े, उनकी लाइवलीहुड बढ़े, उनके चेहरे पर मुस्कान आए। इसके अलावा हमने डिफरेंट वेस्ट कोस्ट के लिए और ईस्ट कोस्ट के लिए हमने छोटे छोटे IFS मॉडल, मल्टी इंटरप्राइज मॉडल, ताकि जिससे फार्मर को पूरे साल रोजगार मिल सके और ज्यादा इनकम हो सके, वो छोटे छोटे मॉडल डेवलप किए हैं। छोटे 1,000 जिसके पास जगह है स्क्वायर मीटर, उसके लिए 2,000 के लिए, 3,000 के लिए अलग अलग साइज के लिए वो हम मॉडल तैयार कर रहे हैं। और बाकी हम वेस्ट कोस्ट के लिए हमने रिकमेंडेशन दे दी है और ईस्ट कोस्ट के लिए मेरे साथी प्रयास कर रहे हैं। और एक और बताते हैं, मुझे आपको बहुत हर्ष हो रहा है माननीय मंत्री जी, क्योंकि जो कोकोनट की अभी भी जो हार्वेस्टिंग है वो मैनुअल है और बहुत ऊंचा चढ़ना पड़ता है पैडलीज को और बहुत रिस्की है, बहुत हजार्डस है और वो मैनुअल चढ़ने वाले आज के दिन कमी भी हो गई है। तो किसान भाइयों को हार्वेस्टिंग में दिक्कत आ रही थी, तो हमने जो क्लाइंबिंग डिवाइस है हमारे गोवा के एससी और एसटी फार्मर्स को 120 क्लाइंबिंग डिवाइस पिछले 3-4 महीने पहले दी है ताकि वो आराम से क्लाइंब कर सके। इसके अलावा एक ड्रोन बेस्ड मशीनरी का कंसेप्ट बनाया गया है और अभी पिछले 31 मई को ही हमें 5 लाख रुपए का इनाम मिला है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी द्वारा उस कृतज्ञ हैथकान उसके अंदर अभी। और उसमें फ्लाइंग जो कोकोबोट है सर, ये ड्रोन बेस्ड मशीनरी है और ये बिना चढ़े मशीनरी वो कोकोनट का जो पेड़ है उससे जो उसका फल तोड़ के नीचे गिरा देगी, इसमें जो वो बहुत फास्ट हो जाएगा। 1 घंटे में 12 से 14 पेड़ की हार्वेस्टिंग हो पाएगी। ये अभी प्रोटोटाइप बनाया जा चुका है और मुझे पूरा उम्मीद है कि हमारे जो साथी है, हमारे सी कैरी और गोवा यूनिवर्सिटी उसमें इन्वॉल्व है, हम लोग मिलके लगभग 1.5 से 2 साल के अंदर आप ये पाएंगे कि गोवा का जो किसान है रिमोट से रिमोट विलेज के अंदर भी वो ड्रोन से आपको हार्वेस्टिंग करता मिलेगा। ये हमारा सपना है और हमें उम्मीद है कि हम इसको जल्दी पूरा करने जाएंगे। इसके अलावा साइंटिफिक जो पिगरी है, साइंटिफिक गोट है, गो उसके बारे में पूरी गोटरी के बारे में पूरी मैनेजमेंट प्रैक्टिस विकसित कर दी गई है और किसानों को हम समय समय पर बता रहे हैं ऑर्नामेंटल फिशरी को कैसे प्रमोट किया जाए, इनलैंड फिशरीज को कैसे प्रमोट किया जाए, उसके पीछे भी हमारा संस्थान निरंतर काम कर रहा है। और हमारे संस्थान के हमारे पास 2 मछली वैज्ञानिक हैं और उनका बहुत बढ़िया तालमेल हमारे फिशरमैन के साथ है और फिशरमैन हमारे पास निरंतर वो सलाह लेने के लिए आते रहते हैं। और हमारे साइंटिस्ट भी डिफरेंट ज्वारी एस्चुरीज है या मांडवी एस्चुरीज में जाके नए नए अभी पिछले 2 महीनों में ही साहब हमने 3 नए फिश के स्पीशीज के बारे में आइडेंटिफाई किया है और उसको हमने उसकी रजिस्ट्रेशन कराने के लिए, उसकी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन कराने के लिए हम उसके लिए प्रयासरत हैं। और विभिन्न कूलागार सिस्टम के अंदर भी हमारे साइंटिस्ट काम कर रहे हैं। हमने पता लगाया है कि लगभग 7,000 हेक्टेयर में कूलागार सिस्टम है जिनकी दिन बाय दिन प्रोडक्टिविटी कम हो रही है विभिन्न कारणों से। बायोटिक कारण है, कुछ एबायोटिक कारण है, अरेका नट के अंदर रोटिंग की प्रॉब्लम है, उसके बारे में हम अवगत है। हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि कूलागार सिस्टम के अंदर प्रोडक्टिविटी कैसे बढ़ाई जाए, किसान की इनकम कैसे बढ़ाई जाए, उस विषय में भी सर हम प्रयासरत है। और मुझे पता है सर आपको प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन करना है, इसलिए सर मैं ज्यादा समय नहीं लूंगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच। बहुत बातें हैं तो मैं आपसे बताना चाहता हूँ, कभी पर्सनल मुझे आप अवसर देंगे तो मैं आपके पास आऊंगा और मैं आपसे अपनी सब बात बताना चाहूंगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद पुनः आपका सर, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
नमस्कार। डायरेक्टर ICAR CCARI डॉक्टर प्रवीण कुमार जी, सीनियर साइंटिस्ट एंड हेड इंचार्ज श्री HR प्रभु जी, all other dignitaries who join this webinar. It gives me immense pleasure to be amongst you. I take this opportunity to congratulate the team ICAR KVK North Goa for organizing the farmers awareness campaign on balanced fertilization to celebrate 75 years of Indian independence. आप तो जानते हैं कि हमारे देश के लिए फार्मर कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है। गए सालों से केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकारों के सहयोग से हम एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट बढ़ाना चाहते हैं। और आज का जो विषय है बैलेंस फर्टिलाइजेशन, ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इश्यू है और इस विषय को आपने यहाँ प्रस्तुत करने का मौका दे दिया, इसलिए मैं आपका आभारी हूं। Carrying soil extremely important for sustaining healthy life on earth. According to Vedas, upon this handful of soil, our survival depends, care for it. And it will care for your food, the fuel that you need, that will shelter you and surrounded you with beauty. Abuse it and the soil will collapse and die, taking us all with it. The majority soil type of Goa is lateritic. These have acidic soil reaction and experience very low level of potassium, calcium, magnesium, boron, molybdenum. These soil are sufficient in micronutrient. On the contrary, around 80% soil of both the district of Goa are deficient in soil available zinc. This advances the nutrient poor environment for the diverse crop grown in Goa. The fertilizer played a prominent role in increasing the food grains production of the country. About 50% increase in agricultural production in the post-revolution era is attributed to the use of fertilizer. The fertilizer are going to be crucial input on future as well as given the increasing food demands of growing population. However, inadequate and imbalanced nutrient use coupled with neglect of organic manures has caused multi-nutrient deficiencies in Indian soil. With nutrient application additions never keeping up pace with their removal by the crops, the fertility status of Indian soil has been deteriorating fast under the intensive agriculture and are often cited as one of the reasons for stagnating or declining yield. The management of the soil fertility is going to be the more crucial to supply the adequate amounts of nutrient for the targeted level of food production. The government has launched a national mission on soil health card to evaluate the fertility of soil across the country and to provide the soil test-based fertilizer recommendation to farmers to ensure the balanced fertilization. It gives me a great pleasure to be a part of today's awareness campaign. My best wishes to ICAR KVK. With these words, I thank you once again. Jai Hind. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Hello?
sir, very clear.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, very clear.
Okay. Actually, the early she almost took you online, but it was so interactive. I was listening to it. It is already 1:45. So balance use of fertilizers. He has also covered many a part. So wherever gap fills are there, I'll try to fill it up. I had prepared the presentation in a local language, but I could see some of the comments where people wanted it in mostly English. So I have changed it, and here it is. So without taking much time, let's go for the balance use of fertilizer, which is today's theme and for which the program is today organized. See, in inaugural session, our director sir, at the same time, our honorable minister, he emphasized on so many things. So I just want to highlight few things that if we imprint on our minds, then this how to use fertilizer, how to use vermicompost, it becomes very easy. On the left hand side, if you see here, our soils are sufficient with respect to few parameters. However, there are few parameters which are less available. So soil organic carbon in our soils is very high, phosphorus is medium to high, iron is very high, manganese and copper, it is very high. But at the same time, we have deficiency of nitrogen. There are some parts, for example, phosphorus, it gets fixed. Our soils are low in pH, they are having iron, aluminum, so it gets fixed. Potassium is very low, then calcium, magnesium, boron, zinc and molybdenum. So our honorable minister was also highlighting these parts. So when we know what are our strengths and weaknesses, it becomes very easy how to use fertilizers. Now there is a big debate and question going on whether fertilizers are good and bad. We talk about converting Goa as a organic state. So see, no technology is bad, however we use it properly. Fertilizers, when they are used in excess amount, they will definitely cost something. After all, they are chemical. But if optimally we use that, they will definitely going to pay you. Our soils are low in nitrogen, so there is no other alternative way. Some of the manures, you will need tons and truckloads of manure to replace the nitrogen. So the best part is we use a holistic approach. We just do not use fertilizer, we also use organic, means vermicompost, compost, biofertilizer. So I will show you in my presentation how it can be done. If you see the Goa map, our soils are acidic, means they look red, and they are just like, for example, a lemon. They have low soil pH, and this imposes so many problems. You see here our soils are deficient in nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, then iron they are rich, manganese they are rich, copper they are rich, zinc it is variable, and all of these has been causing nutrient deficiencies in our plants. Let me take you through some of the for example, when we eat something less or more, or our nutrition is not proper, our body will start showing symptoms. Similarly, the plants show lot of symptoms. So in Goa, we have documented many symptoms. So you can see here that the lower part of the coconut leaves, when such kind of trees are observed, you find that it is deficient in nitrogen. Similarly, here you can see the younger leaves are very green and lower leaves are yellow. It doesn't mean senescence is also one type, but you can see that there is a uniform yellowing. Senescence, the plant older leaves will turn wilt and they will fall. However, you can definitely make out whether it is a nitrogen deficiency. The growth will be stunted. Here you can see the crown is not well developed and it is stunted as well. So it is nitrogen deficiency. Similarly, you can see the younger part of the areca nut is very green. However, the lower parts are slightly faint green. So not exactly yellow. So it is nitrogen deficiency. Here you can see these parts, they are pale green. So a little bit of yellowing is there. Some of the plants, they are very green. So you can make it out that these are nitrogen deficient. Phosphorus deficiency is variable, but if you see in rice crop, if you see purple leaves like this, so you can easily identify this is a phosphorus deficiency. In our soils, phosphorus deficiency is oftenly seen, and such kind of leaves, farmer, when they go for different cultural practices, intercultural practices, they can easily see. So you have to identify that your field is deficient in phosphorus. So you have to do something with respect to phosphorus. Maize crop is very responsive to phosphorus deficiency. You can see here that there is a purplish margin which is going towards the midrib. So such kind of, it is just matchstick is there. There is a glue at the beginning of the matchstick. It looks like it is phosphorus. So the color is brown. Here also you can see that purplish brown is there, and such kind of symptoms, if they are there, you see that there is a phosphorus deficiency in your field. In Goa also, reddish leaves or purplish leaf indicates the deficiency of phosphorus. In banana. Similarly, in coconut, see, coconut is a plant which requires lot of potassium. In a year, a mature plants require 2 kilograms of potassium. So if you don't give properly, so you will see such kind of leaves, wilting of the leaves from the tip, it will start. So you should identify it as potassium deficiency, wilting, and it is reaching towards the main sheath of the leaf. So it is also potassium deficiency. there are many times such kind of spots on the leaves. It is also indication that the deficiency of potassium is there in your field. Cashew nut is one of the major crop, and you can see that the margins are turning yellow and it is reaching towards the matrix. So we should identify. Now you can very well identify during rainy season such kind of symptoms are very obscure. After fruiting is over, plant is exhausted of the nutrients and such kind of yellowing of leaves is observed. You can see easily. So there is a deficiency of potassium. So now you can connect. Initially we have seen that our soils are deficient in something like potassium, nitrogen. But when we see this, we should know what has to be done. So let's take a look how the deficiencies in Goa state look like. In mango, potassium deficiency margins are showing wilting. So like this you will observe. Boron and calcium deficiency is very prominent in Goa. So if the young leaves does not open properly, if it is distorted or malformed or deformed, so you should see here, you see the young leaf is not opening properly and it is deformed. So there is a calcium deficiency. In tomato, blossom end rot, the end of the fruit is rotten. So blossom end rot, it is called. Many times in commercial cultivation in protected structures, farmers are facing such kind of situation and you will not get any market for such kind of fruits. So calcium is deficiency. Calcium deformation of the leaves is already there. Magnesium deficiency look like this. In coconut, many times you will see that the youngest frond, youngest leaves deforms like this, and there is corking or encircling of the leaves. So here you can see that this is a boron deficiency, which is often seen in most of the plantations in Goa. Now cracking of different fruits, for example, cracking of coconut, then you can see cracking of tomato, pomegranate, then other fruits like mango. Even in, this is a photograph from our own field where pH is very low, and you can see the watermelon is completely cracked. So boron deficiency, severe deficiency was there, and these are being oftenly identified by those whomsoever is going to field. You can just go watch around and you will find such kind of symptoms are there. Boron in papaya. Molybdenum, somebody was mentioning in the morning hours, molybdenum deficiency. So in cashew leaves, yellow leaf spot, such kind of symptoms you observe. You see in cucumber, you will see dumbbell shaped cucumber. So there is a potassium deficiency. Boron in okra, see there is a deformed. There are pest attacked also many times, but if no pest attack is there, there will be some nutritional deficiency. Cracking of carrot. So we have now set ground that we know now in Goa there are some nutrients which are not available in our soil. They are deficient. Our plants are already showing symptoms. So if we manage all this through an organic way, for example, boron, we don't have a complete source of boron, organic source of boron, zinc, micronutrients, especially nitrogen, you can partially substitute through some of the organic manures, but to give a full nutrition with respect to nitrogen, you need lot of organic manures to be added in the soil. So what we have done, our institute has developed one technology. Our director sir was also mentioning in morning hours how we can use technologies for identifying and making some decisions. For example, what a farmers need. Farmer just need a one line message that if I am planting 10 coconut trees, how much amount of fertilizer I should add. If it is a new plantation, if it is a 6-year-old plantation, if I have 1,000 cashew nut plants, how much amount of fertilizer I need, if I have tested the soil. And this decision making, we have tried to fill this gap, that what exactly is needed by the plant should be supplied. Our decision making is that our neighbor farmer has taken 5 bags. So what will we do is we'll apply 7 bags. This is not going to help at all. So we have developed one fertilizer calculator app. I will just apprise you about this. All of you can freely download it from the Google Play Store. At last, I will show you how you can download it. So Google Play Store, if you type fertilizer calculator Goa, automatically it will show you the application icon. Here, see, this is the application icon where GA is written. It is indicating Goa, and you can just download it, and these kind of photographs you will observe. Once it is downloaded, it is hardly 1 MB or something, and you can find that the rating of this is almost 4.5, and recently downloads has reached 12,000. Now, how you should use this app? Now, when in Goa, there are two types of situation. Farmers, they grow crops on area. For example, rice is grown on 1,000 square meter area. Then cowpea, if it is grown, groundnut, it is grown. But if cashew nut is grown, if coconut is grown, it is normally number of plants, 10 plants, 20 plants, 100 plants, 1,000 plants, like that. So let's take example of coconut plant. So here, if you click on here, automatically different crops that are grown in state of Goa will be shown. Rice, chili, coconut, cashew nut, areca nut, all the plants. You will have option to select the age of plant. If it is a 1-year-old plant, 6-year-old plant, and then you can enter number of trees. You can enter 1 tree, 10 trees, 100 trees, 50 trees, whatever you have. So once you have fed this information, it will ask again you whether you have a soil test report or not. Many times farmers have the soil test report, many times they don't. So if you don't have, don't worry, you can type, or if you can click no, that I don't have a soil test report. So standard recommendations will be applied. On an average, we have analyzed the Goan samples, and then based on that. But if you have the soil test report, you should click yes. So if you click yes, it will automatically ask. What you can do is you can just feed your report in here 200 kilograms of nitrogen. So it will automatically show that your soils are deficient. If it is 20 kilograms, you have option to type here, then automatically it will show it is normal. If it is potassium, so 118 or 120, less than that it is, so it is deficient. In Goa, we have problem with two major micronutrients. One is zinc and boron. So we have given option for that. Iron, manganese, you don't have to worry about. So you just have to type zinc and boron values. Here, if you put boron and zinc 0.4, 0.1, so your soils are deficient. If it is more than 1, then automatically it will show it is sufficient. So the point here is based on the values of the soil test report will be, if your soil is sufficient with respect to something, you don't need to apply more. It is as simple as that. When you are hungry, you eat more, and when your stomach is full, you eat less. So it is not that constant same kind of quantity of food you are eating. Otherwise, it will be waste, or it will be an overburden on you. Similarly, if our soils are good with respect to something, we are adding lesser amount of that. And if our soils are sufficient or deficient in something, we are adding more amount of that. So this ensures the balance. The today's theme is balanced use of fertilizer. So here we are identifying the quantity. If it is more in soil, we are applying lesser. If it is less in soil, we are applying more. One. Second, those nutrients which are lesser in our soil, we are trying to apply that. Otherwise, farmers, what they will do is they will just go to market, they will purchase Samrat fertilizer, DAP fertilizer, which is going to apply only nitrogen and phosphorus. Most of the farmers don't apply potassium at all. I have asked many times farmers whether they know MOP or mirror of potassium. They don't even know. Our soils are very, very deficient in potassium, and crops like coconut and all, they need more of the potassium. So we apply everything, but if we don't apply potassium, the plant growth will not be proper. After this, you have an option here. What are the fertilizers that are available in market? Many times what happens is somebody tells you that you apply Samrat, you apply something, but market, when you go, that fertilizer is not available with the agency. So here, whatever fertilizers are available with the agency or the shopkeeper or Goa Bagadar, you can select here. There will be 18 fertilizer grades which are commonly available in India. You can just click that. For example, I have given here DAP single super phosphate 28, 28, 0, 15, 19, 19. These are very popular. 10, 26. There is a drop down list. So you can select from here. Similarly, for These fertilizer will not give a complete nutrition of nitrogen and potassium. So some of the extra urea you have to fill from nitrogenous fertilizer. So mostly we can use urea, and potassium, muriate of potash we can use. And for zinc and boron also you should select. Otherwise what happens is we apply major nutrients, but we often forget micronutrients. There are so many farmers getting complaints of shading of birds, then falling of fruits, cracking of fruits, flowering is not proper, then fruit development is not proper. So boron is the one which plays a very important role with respect to that. Once you have done all this and you have clicked next, you will get that for one coconut tree, when a farmer has 6-year-old, what you should do is you should apply 1.28 kilograms, means 1.25 approximately DAP. Urea 1 kilogram you should apply. MOP is required in a larger quantity, so 3 kilograms should be applied, and approximately 200 grams of zinc sulfate and 100 to 200 grams of borax should be applied. These doses, what you can do is, it is not that you should apply everything at once. What you can do is you can make 2 half doses. If a farmer has irrigation facility, what he can do is he can apply just during first few good shower of June you can apply, and at the during last or second fortnight of September you can apply this. When soil is moist, you have to ensure that you don't have to apply the fertilizers in dry soil. You have to apply when it is moist. Also see that when it is raining excessively, don't apply fertilizers. You see that there is enough moisture but there is no excessive rainfall. So during first week of June, when you have very good rainfall, for example first fortnight or second fortnight of June, when you have 6-7 good rains and soil is moist but there is no excessive rain, in last week of September. But if farmers are having irrigation facility, they can plan accordingly. What we have done here is that these recommendations, sometimes farmers do not know how to use apps, and also if there is some young boy in your house, some good friend of you knows this, they can share this information through WhatsApp, through messages to you. They can send on your phone number and easily you can identify what you have to apply. You don't have to download or install it. Some farmers who doesn't know or are not well versed with the smartphones, then they can use this. Such kind of message will be there. It will be helpful to you, that once you get that 1 tree should be applied this, you can feed 10 trees, 100 trees like that, or you can calculate accordingly. Now this was about how much amount of fertilizers we should apply, how many different types of fertilizers we should apply for Goan soils, but how we should apply fertilizers and organic manure. Many times I have seen that farmers are putting the fertilizers just above the soil, which is a very wrong practice. What you have to do is, from the trunk of the tree, for example coconut tree, from approximately 1 meter to 1.5 meter, you open up a trench which is maybe 10-15 centimeter wide and 5 to 10 centimeter deep. Now when you have opened the trench, you apply the mixture of fertilizer whatever you have in that trench, and does not just keep it open. You can also put, if you want, you can mix the organic manure, farmyard manure, whatever it is, you can put it there also, and you have to cover it with the soil. This is how you should apply your fertilizer. Otherwise most of the times farmers just will put the organic manure and fertilizers on the top. So you apply 100% and only 20-30% is given to the plant. But if you follow this kind of process, the use efficiency will be more. Like this in cashew you can do application. Now it is not only that you should apply chemical fertilizers in an appropriate amount, but you should also take care of your soil through some of the other plants. For example, we have green leaf manures, Sesbania, then Dhincha. These are the plants, in 30 days to 60 days, you can just plow them. Before just beginning of monsoon, what you can do, you can just broadcast the seed, and by the time June, July, you are planning your transplanting, at that time you can just puddle it, you can plow it. So all the dry matter whatever is there fresh matter will be incorporated, and this helps a lot. So such kind of technologies farmer can use. These kind of green leaf manure seed can be procured from University of Agricultural Sciences, Dharwad. We have also procured it and we give it to the farmers for demonstration. And such kind of 30 days or 45 days, 60 days before flowering, we have to incorporate these. You should do this. Now, why fertilizers and combination of organic manure? Now, if 1 ton of manure we apply, we approximately apply 5 kilograms of nitrogen, 2 kilograms of phosphorus, and 5 kilograms of. Now, a farmer, if you have to apply 50 kilograms of nitrogen, you need 50 tons of manure, which is very Herculean task, the transportation cost, application. So we have to have a diligent blend of organic manure along with balanced use of fertilizers. So adding manure through green manuring is also very, very important. So if you do it properly, 60 to 70 kilogram of nitrogen can be added using the Sesbania rostata or green leaf manure. So such kind of technologies we can also use it. Biofertilizers are equally important. So these does not provide any nutrient. However, through direct and indirect mechanisms, they help whatever is available in the soil or which is not taken up by the plants. It can be easily taken up by the plants. Our institute has developed 2 different biofertilizers or bioformulations, Goa Bio 1 and Goa Bio 2. In Kazan lands, we often see that rice growth is not proper. So treatment of Goa Bio 1 fertilizers with the seed or in the nursery level helps to elevate the salinity strate. At the same time, it improves the yield up to 10 to 15% as well. So such kind of biofertilizers can be used. Per kg of seed, if you use 40 grams of the biofertilizer, so 1 hectare needs 50 to 60 kilograms of seed. So accordingly, you can plan 1 kg of these Goa Bio 1 will be sufficient for 1 hectare. So at the time of putting seeds for imbibition for 4-5 days, you can put or apply this as well. Similarly, per square meter, 50 grams of these you can apply in the nursery. It also has proven that it has a good effect on growth on black pepper and some of the vegetables as well. And this is not costly. It is only 300 rupees a kilo. Some of the bioformulation Goa Bio 2 for plant health management, for disease control, such kind of bioformulation can be used. So, yeah.
Sir, what is biofertilizer?
See, biofertilizer is inoculum of microorganisms on some medium. Live microbial cells will be there with some of the carrier. For example, talc is there. For example, some charcoal is there. And it will have different abilities. For example, fixing nitrogen, solubilizing the phosphate, potassium, again decomposing the organic matter. So in general, biofertilizers are this.
Okay. So we get in a pack or something? In kg?
Yeah, you get in bag.
Okay.
So these are easily available in market also from, but mostly from our institute, we sell Goa Bio 1, Goa Bio 2. So in 1 kg bags, it is available. If you want to go for azospirillum and other microorganisms, but we would suggest that these are the one which has been isolated from Goan soils, and these are location specific in some of the Kazan lands in normal soils where pH is low. These perform equally good in stressed saline condition and normal condition. So such kind of technologies you can use.
Thank you, sir.
It is easy to use also. It is not very tough to use. Yeah, we have demonstrated with almost 35 farmers over 40 hectares area for consecutively 2 years in Dulape. So we have trained them and it is very easy.
Thank
So
you.
up till now, what we have done is we have identified how our soils are, how we should along with our indigenous technologies of using indigenous knowledge, we should also keep pace with the advanced technologies. Like we have a dedicated application. We do a lot of purchasing using Amazon, and also why not we should use IT for the agricultural uses. Ultimately, what farmers need is one advice that when he is growing some crop, what he should apply and how you should apply. So the way doctors prescribe us, you take this medicine, that medicine in night hours and in afternoon hours, with milk, without milk. So if farmers are advised such kind of decisions, lot of his money will be saved, which is he otherwise putting on purchasing costly fertilizers. He might not need more amount of fertilizers, he might need suboptimal doses, but he should know that how he can use. So rather than you coming to us, now we have developed a technology which is at your doorstep and in your mobile. You can make use of it and you can use it. Before we end up, I have few take home messages. For example, you should definitely do soil testing. At least you will know. If you don't have at least those applications or whatever it is, you should ask your child, or if you're not well, your friend or yourself, if you're very good with the softwares, you should use it. So automatically that part is taken care. If you're not analyzing the soils, you have somewhere a scope to say no there, and standard recommendations are there. Based on the standard recommendations, when you apply the fertilizers, organic manure, biofertilizers, don't just rely only on, for example, solely fertilizers. You use balanced fertilizers, organic manures, at the same time you follow biofertilizers. So a uniform good mix is required. Sometimes farmer alone using only compost, they sometimes don't get good yield, because organic manures, they also have their own limitation. They are unable to supply the complete nutrition, so you will not get yield. You are applying too much, but it is not translated in the yield. So you can use the combination of both of these. Also try to use the green leaf manure, sesbania, dhencha, which is very easy to cultivate and easy to operate. You can just plow it and you get 60 kilograms, 50 kilograms of nitrogen along with lot of carbonaceous material, and your paddy growth, your other growths of the crops will be boosted very much. So with this, I think it's almost more than 1 o'clock now. Yeah.
I have a question, sir. I am from Andaman Nicobar Island, from a small island with Andaman, from a village Ramkrishnapur. I have a question because the arecanut trees, sir, the fruits are falling, sir. Small fruits when it is coming up. You said it is deficiency of boron.
Yeah.
Is it true, sir?
Yeah, actually, this part I just wanted to highlight more also. It is not a pure reason for fruit falling. It is one of the reasons. For example, now falling of arecanut fruits will be commonly observed in the rainy season when rains are very heavy. It is also a fungal disease. So that is one. So one reason is that. So if you have a good management practices, for example, before onset of monsoon, if you spray the Bordeaux mixture on this, it will control the fungal development and also give the repeated sprays of Bordeaux mixture. So that will take care of the disease. However, to give boost to the fruit development, flower development, you also have to apply the boron fertilizer through soil. So there is a two-way approach. I don't say that it is purely because of boron deficiency. Sometimes it is a causes are so many, but the result will be one. Fruit falling is a result. However, fungal disease is one, then fruit rot. For example, boron deficiency is one, excessive rainfall that aggravates the disease. These are different approaches actually. So I
What about potash, sir? Potash is not the result.
Yes, potash is also equally important. I told you, like palms, most of the palms, coconut, areca nut, these requires more amount of potassium also. So you have to think about potassium as well, boron, potassium.
Can you please give me your number, sir, so that I can WhatsApp you?
Yeah, I will tell at the same time. I'll just write in a chat box at the same time.
Right.
959. Yeah, just a minute. I'll put the number 9595167318. I have put in chat box. Yes, madam.
Sir, you were talking about the green leaf manure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Now, suppose for paddy cultivation, how many months before do we have to put the seed for this green manure to grow?
Normally it takes 2 months for reaching to the flowering stage. Now, if you wait for 2 months in Goa, normally onset of monsoon will be in first week of June.
Yeah.
Our transplanting happens in first fortnight of July. For example, from 1 to 15 July, it will be there. So we'll not have that window period of 2 months. So what we can do is, even if you don't have a crop of 2 months, you grow with 1 month crop. If you have the irrigation facility, what you can do is, if you have good freshwater irrigation facility, you can sow the seed in the month of May.
May. Okay.
Yeah, so May and June, and then you can just cultivate or put a rotavator or put a plow in the, you can puddle it also. In case some farmer does not have a irrigation water facility, so he can just broadcast the seed with onset of monsoons, and then after 1 month he can plow the seeds. Like that he can do.
Okay, sir. So, and for our Goan soil, which green manure seeds do you recommend?
Sesbania will be better. Sesbania rostrata
This
and
one.
Dhencha, both works good actually.
So these seeds are available with you all. You'll arrange for it.
We can provide you the contact numbers and all. We procure it from US Dharwad, so we can definitely coordinate for you. So you can be in touch with me. I will provide you. If you transport or transfer money to account of the concerned person, automatically they will send you the
Okay, sir.
seeds.
And they will give us the information like how much seeds
Yes,
per
yes.
hectare. No? Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir, will you be sharing the PPT?
Okay.
Sir,
What will I do is,
have
I will
put a
give
question
you
in the chat box.
organizers, so they can, or I will just put my email ID here. You can send me your email ID with a request to share the PPT. I will give it to you.
Sir, this soil testing, actually, who does, like, whom we have to approach for that?
Yeah, there are 3 options for you. First is State Department, their laboratory at ILA, Old Goa, soil testing laboratory is there. One is in South Goa. Third, we have KVK North Goa, who also does soil testing. So at these 3 laboratories, you can do your soil testing.
How much they charge for this?
They see for ILA Farm and KVK South Goa, I hope it is on a subsidized rate and you don't have to pay even, because and at KVK North Goa, it is somewhere 140 rupees per sample, 150 to something.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It is not that costly. So 150 rupees, you will get a soil health card. You can submit the sample. In ILA laboratory, you will get it for free.
Yes.
Sir, I have put some question regarding Epsom salt. Is it good to use in Goa? Just please can put some highlight on Epsom salt.
Yeah, Epsom salt. I highlighted in the beginning that our soils are acidic. So in acidic soil, what happens is calcium and magnesium is deficient. Epsom salt is mostly for magnesium, I guess, magnesium sulfate it is. So if you apply such kind of salts, for example, one is Epsom salt, then liming material, calcium carbonate, agricultural lime is also available in market. So that is one. Dolomite. These help a lot in Goan soils. Wherever you have excessively red soils or the pH is very low, for example, 5.5, 4.5, you want to bring it to 6.5. Ideally, our pH should be between 6.5 to 7.5, but we cannot abruptly change the pH. So pH can be improved using liming material and dolomitic material. However, some of the deficiencies can be corrected, magnesium deficiency, using Epsom salt. So you can always use it. You have also typed that Epsom salt is organic or inorganic. I'll tell you that there are different opinions here. For example, some of the materials, rock phosphate. Rock phosphate is taken out from a raw ore, so it is organic in nature. In India, if you use rock phosphate, it will be considered as organic. At the same time, Epsom salt, if it is from a raw ore, it will be organic. If it is synthesized in laboratory and then marketed as a synthetic fertilizer, then it will be inorganic. But if rock phosphate you see, it is red colored material which just looks like soil, so it will be organic in nature, and you can use it in the Goan soils. It helps a lot.
I think so. No more questions.
Yeah.
So with this, our technical session is coming to end. Thank you very much, all of you. Though it is past lunch time, you all are here and actively participating in this seminar. A very big thank you to you. And then I would like to thank our chief guest of today again, Shri Shripad Naik sir, Honorable Union Minister of State for Ayush and Minister of State for Defense. With this, I will also thank our dynamic director, Dr. Parveen Kumar sir, for always motivating and guiding us in conducting this sort of programs. I will also thank Shri HRC Prabhu sir, head of the KVK, for giving all his ideas for conducting today's program. I will thank all the scientific staff of the institute who have attended this program. I also thank today's two great experts, Mr. Sashi Vishwakarma, for giving a detailed lecture on vermicomposting, and Dr. Gopal Mahajan sir, who very well started with deficiencies of nutrient deficiencies. Then he elaborated how to use the fertilizer calculator app, and also for solving all your problems. Thank you, Gopal sir, a lot. I also thank Mr. Vishwajit Prajapati, Technical Officer of the KVK, for without whom this program won't have been done, for all the technical support required for the program. I thank all the KVK staff for arranging this program. And again, once more, a very big thank you to all of you who are with us since 11 a.m. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can we leave meeting now?
Yeah, yes, sir. You can.